Well, it's a one-make series. It's probably the fastest one-make series that's ever been in Australia. The cars are actually proper race cars. They're built by Rally Art in Japan, and they're very fast cars, so it makes it very interesting.
The Toyo Mitsubishi Mirage Series features identical cars in their own 8-round series.
The fact that you can turn up at the track and just bring your race suit and helmet and drive, that's really the appeal for me. Just not having to worry about preparation or getting that car to the track. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the difference between me doing it and not doing it.
18 to 20 cars generally fight out each championship round in a closely controlled formula.
We bring 12 Sutherland Mitsubishi Rally Art mechanics to every race meeting. We have a service truck, which we bring 5 spare engines and 10 gearboxes. We try to make it affordable racing. There's been one-make racing before, but they've been basically production cars. These are Rally Art prepared in Japan race cars.
Well, g'day folks, and welcome to one of still the most famous motor racing venues in Australia, the Sandown International Motor Raceway, and we're here for round 4 of the Toyo Tyres Mirage Series. This promises to be an absolute beauty. Mark Eddy, we can see we're on board with several different cars. And Mal Rose joins me in commentary. Mal, great venue, Sandown. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Toyo Mirages handle the circuit.
Yeah, thanks Wade. These cars are really fast. Look at the times of Dean Evans. A 1 minute 28.40 around Sandown. That is phenomenal for a front wheel drive 1600cc car. Really good times.
Let's see Derhams, Pereira, Taplin, Lawson and Francois Joy. They round out the top 10. An excellent grid of drivers, and we are away at Sandown. It's round 4 of the Toyo Tyres Mirage Series. Long main straightaway and an interesting left-hander at the end of this one. Can we expect some kamikaze braking?
Oh, certainly can. These guys are really serious now. A few of them have been in this category now for quite some time. The Mirage is their 3rd year of the category going on, supported by Toyo Tyres this year. Big braking on the Derham's having to get off the brake pedal and drive away. You can see how high the curbs are around at Sandown. You've got to keep off them in these little front-wheel drive cars.
Taplin very nearly had a mouthful of maxi steel then, didn't he? Got very loose through the S's there. I think we're going to see a little bit of sideways action today, Mel. These guys are right up it for the rent.
Certainly are. As they come out the fastest part of the circuit, they're over the back of the Dandenong corner into the really 220 kilometres per hour, flat out in top gear corner. We'll see how brave some of these boys are.
Gee, Evans's car's very distinctive, isn't it? It's got the Momo racing stripes right down the centre. Bit of a revelation is Dean Evans. Look at this, 3 wide. Ooh, normally no good can come of that. Let's see who's bravest under brakes. Oh, look how sideways they are. Make no mistake, these are very fast race cars.
I saw that Shane Brangwyn there in the Transvent car, borrowed from Uncle Kevin. He's taken a bit of a seat this weekend, letting Shane have a run. And look how fast that car came over that back section. Really fast, 220 with the back wheel sideways.
We just saw then James Dutton heading underneath the Dunlop sign. Now there's an interesting young man. We're on board once more with Taplin right up behind Derhams. Ooh, that's close. James Dutton, a young man with an amazing racing heritage.
Yeah, comes straight out of the go-karts, come and join the Mirage Series. Hopefully wants to go into bigger and better things, but let's just see how he does in this year's series.
Brangwyn running in the 3rd spot, Eddy in 2nd. They're all chasing this man, the Momo man, Dean Evans, into this left-hander. Take us through a lap of the circuit and we get a bit of a look at the place. We go underneath the Shell MasterCard. Oh, Derhams has gone wide. He's over-braked. As a race driver, Mal, you've done many laps around this circuit yourself. What's it like as a driver?
Well, it's really hard. I suppose it's one of those kind of circuits where you've got to go deep under brakes, but and don't bugger up the exit corners. These guys are starting to work out that these Toyo tyres do understeer, and you've got to get off the gas and back on and get the understeer out of it.
Maxi Steel man, Derham's getting plenty of TV time thanks to the man behind him. Here they come. Once again, our race leader is Dean Evans. Brangwyn and Eddy, they are 3rd and 2nd respectively. There is the bright green machine. Yanis knows how to turn out a bright looking race car, doesn't he?
Certainly does, and I see he's got Richard Gartner right on his tail there at the moment, a newcomer to the series as well in the Platetronic car.
Andrew Taplin having a look up the inside. Tapo and the Taplin real estate entry. They handle this circuit very well. Once again, under brakes. This could be the job into XR6 corner. Oh, Yanis is still there. Gee, they're so even now. You really have to be so good with your gear changes and your braking.
Oh, certainly. That's the whole idea of the Mitsubishi Mirage Series. It is a one-make series that brings out the driver talent, not necessarily how much bucks you got, and the cars are all equally set up by Sutherland Mitsubishi.
When it comes to lap times and experience, you'd have to think that that man on the screen, Yanis Derhams there, must have a little bit of an edge. He does race in another event as well, so he's got plenty of track time up his sleeve. This bloke here, Dean Evans, bit of a revelation, not much experience, goes fast.
Yeah, it certainly does, Dean. And I noticed another bloke that's come back to the series that's following in second place, Mark Eddy, a return visit after a huge crash at the Queensland Raceway last year when he got tipped out on the start.
Yeah, a hand and neck injury as a result from that, so it's nice to see him back. It's not actually his car, you were telling me before, Mal. It's a renter.
Yeah, he's borrowed it from Sandown Mitsubishi. Obviously, Ross Williams out there in Sydney. We have a few cars here for sale as well, but a couple of them we do rent occasionally for the guys that are real serious about their racing.
Now, I was just going to say that, Mal, as we watch Taplin once more in the Taplin real estate entry, trying to get some more real estate on Yanis. Look at this, pulls out of the draft. Is there any room up the inside? They're so even. Underneath the Repco sign we go. Under brakes. Tapo this time. Has he got the room? Oh, you better believe it. He just rocketed through there.
I just reckon on that lap, if you have a look at the fastest lap time's just been set by Andrew Taplin. Great work for a guy that's very inexperienced really on the front wheel drive category.
Good looking car too. There is the number 7 just going by as well of Francois Joy. And this is a very good beat-up we've got going out in front. I wonder if anybody can run down Evans. For those people not aware, Mal, you're talking about Sutherland Mitsubishi and the involvement that they have with this series. You, of course, are involved with the mechanics of it, making sure these guys have a competitive, even race package.
Yeah, certainly the best job of the world. I'm the test driver of the whole category. I get to go out and make sure they're all equal. The brakes work the same. The engines are all on the same revs. They go to 8,200 RPM, little Maybach 1600cc front wheel drive, close ratio gearbox, really a pocket rocket, fastest sedan car series ever here in Australia.
So what you're saying is you haven't got a real job, Rosie?
Well, you call it a real job. You get to driving these cars. The good part about it, I get to drive everybody's car, and no one can come back and say, geez, my car doesn't go as well as his car, because I go out and drive the other car as well.
Brangwyn doing very well. Sounds like a good job to me. Brangwyn driving the Transvent spiral tubing entry. Now, there's a sponsor.
Certainly is, and every time you look up these cars, it just slips from. The guys are learning all about racecraft. Look at that, getting in the toe up the back straight. These categories certainly teaching these younger drivers and some not so younger drivers, some businessmen about racecraft and their next progression in this sport. It's probably GTP and then on into V8s maybe.
Gee, there's absolutely no psychological barrier for Eddie at the moment. He is all over the tail of our race leader, Dean Evans. Great job. Got the Ed Harry sign on the dashboard. Looks like it might have been hastily produced. They've slapped it down on the dash and he's got the plug-in for the sponsor.
Certainly is a brand of his clothing that Mark Eddy runs in Victoria. A very successful businessman that Mark Eddy is. And that's what we tend to have in this category. A lot of businessmen that don't really want to have the trailer and the pit crew and the mechanics. They just want to turn up and drive a real racing car on weekends.